Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jerry Springer to present our last Silver Circle Award.
Good evening and welcome as we celebrate tonight the 58th Annual Emmy Awards in the Ohio Valley. I'm Jerry Springer, and tonight I am honored to introduce my former WLWT Channel 5 colleague, Betsy Ross, as the Silver Circle Honoree, one of the most prestigious awards our industry bestows upon a journalist. Betsy and I shared the anchor desk at Channel 5 in Cincinnati during the early 90s, along with Norma Rashid, Greg Hord, Pat Berry, and myself. And frankly, if she deserves an award for anything, it might be having survived working with us at Channel 5. But she did and went on to have an incredible career. Betsy and I, the first time that I really recall working together was Game 1 of the 1990 World Series, the Reds and the Oakland A's. The Reds went on, of course, to sweep that series. And we were covering it. And Betsy's professionalism was obvious, but what really struck me at that time was not only that she was a great journalist, but she had this incredible passion for sports, and she combined both of those things to be able to get a career, which ultimately led her to the anchor desk at ESPN, which is the top of the ladder for anyone in that particular profession. We parted ways a little bit later. As I said, she went on to Connecticut to be a sports anchor. I went up on the 5th floor at Channel 5 and started a well-respected scholarly talk show. And so our careers took divergent paths. But it's not easy to stay in this business a long time. I managed to do it through luck, but Betsy managed to do it through talent. She really is the whole package, and I can't wait to see what she decides to do next. How about Judge Betsy? It's got a nice ring to it. In any event, congratulations, Betsy, and all the honorees tonight. I wish you only continued success.
Every second, every minute is a deadline now. We get our news on the phone. We get our news off our computer. There are so many ways that we get our news now. And journalism has evolved, we have evolved. And I think that's really the secret to telling great stories. Telling a great story is always going to be there, no matter what vehicle you use. Newspapers won't go away. Radio didn't go away when television came. Newspapers won't go away. They will evolve. And I think that any of us who are journalists and tell these stories, we evolve on how we tell those stories. We may tell it for a print edition, and then we tell it for the website, and then we tell it for social, and then we tell it for television, and we tell it in all kinds of different ways. So we evolve along with the industry, and I think that is the thing that keeps us all going, that we're not limited to just one outlet now to tell our stories. We have many, many different outlets where we can get that story out. I feel as if storytelling itself hasn't changed. The way we tell stories obviously has changed. The way that you convey those stories obviously have changed. But the basics are always there. We are in the business of communication. And by whatever means we do it, the basics are always there. Good writing trumps everything. Good writing will always be the foundation of everything that we do. And I think that no matter how this business evolves, and it will evolve even from where we are today. 5 years ago, it looked different. 5 years from now, it'll look different again. But the basics of good storytelling, subjects and verbs, describing what's going on, being a good writer, that will never change.
Please welcome 2022 Silver Circle honoree, Betsy Ross.
Thank you so much. I certainly appreciate being here and having all of you here as well. Thank you so much to the Academy. Jim Timmerman, you worked so hard on this. He was my floor director back in the day. Look how far he's come. To my Cincinnati posse, thank you so much for being here and sharing this night with us. To my friends at Channel 5 and Channel 9, thank you for years ago taking a big chance on a little girl from Alpine, Indiana, just out of college. And to my Fox 19 family, I am so honored to be part of your newsroom. Thank you so much for letting me come in every week. I do appreciate it. To Jackie Rowe, who nominated me for this, thank you so much for believing in my work when sometimes I didn't believe it in myself. I appreciate that. And of course, thank you to my mother and father, who at the beginning told me I could do and be anything I wanted. And somehow, I believed them. You know, one of the great things about this business is that you get to meet some awesome people. And a few years ago, I had the unique opportunity to interview Billie Jean King. And after we were done with the interview, I shook her hand and I said, listen, I know you've heard this 1,000 times, but I want to thank you for everything that you have done to allow me to do what I'm doing right now in sports. And she said, well, that's great, but let me ask you something. How do they treat you here? I never had anybody ask me that. How do they treat you here? So I told her, I said, I've been working in the Cincinnati market for 20 years. I've grown up with these guys. They know my work, they respect my work, and so yes, they treat me very well. And she said, good. Pay it forward. Pass it on. And I tell that story because right now in our business, we are losing people. We are losing good people at an alarming rate. And you look at it and you think, at this time in our society and this time in our nation, we need good journalists, truth tellers, responsible communicators, maybe more now in our history than ever before. So why are these losing these people, and how can we stop this exodus? Well, let's go back to what Billie Jean King said, pay it forward, pass it on. Maybe we can do that. Maybe it's as easy as starting a scholarship back in your alma mater. Maybe it's as simple as being a mentor to your new reporter, or sitting down with your new hire at your shop and saying, hey, got any questions? Ask me. Don't be afraid. Need a good restaurant? Good place to go have fun? Let me know. Just doing simple things like that just may be the key. Because we are here tonight to celebrate our careers and our accomplishments. But let's don't ever forget that right behind us, is this next generation. And this next generation will take over our industry. Let's make sure that they are prepared, that they keep our business strong, resolved, and respected. And if you don't remember anything else tonight, except for Jerry Springer, if you don't remember anything else tonight, remember those words from Billie Jean King. Pay it forward and pass it on. Thank you so much.